Hello, Shadow here, and today I'm bringing you my review of Horizon Zero Dawn after I've 100% completed the game. This game took me 37 hours to beat going through the story and several side quests, with me achieving 100% in all the trophies at 50 hours. I estimate that the main story only took about 30 hours. In this game, we follow Aloy as she tries to discover who her mother is and the secrets of the machines. This game has a simple, well-paced story that is easy to understand, but is still interesting with enough twists and dialogue choices to keep you engaged and wanting more. The characters in this game are well developed, and I found myself caring more for characters that I'd only known for maybe an hour or two, and I'd cared for main characters from some other games. In terms of gameplay mechanics, many people have criticized this game for not being innovative. While that may be true, it's not necessarily a bad thing. What this game has done is expertly taken many good elements from different games and combined them into one game. This game has 26 different machines, each one having very different mechanics and weaknesses from the next. The weak points on the machines deal increased damage, with some components like blaze canisters being able to be exploded with fire arrows, dealing massive damage and setting the machine on fire. There are also guns that certain machines have on their backs that can be shot off and then picked up and used against them. This keeps gameplay varied throughout the game and allows for many different strategies when taking down machines, with one strategy that worked for one machine not necessarily working for another. This game also has a stealth system that is powerful but not required to do well in the game. The game gives you enough tools so you're not forced into a playstyle and can play the game how you want. You also gain the ability to override smaller machines early in the game, with more machine overrides being unlocked by completing cauldrons, which are like a dungeon. The override ability allows you to make a machine friendly and fight on your side for a short time, with the ability to upgrade to an indefinite amount of time in the skill tree. However, the override machine will not follow you out of the area, and if the machine is part of a kill quest, you must still kill the override machine after all the other machines are dead. You can only override machines from stealth or that are down on the ground. The override ability can greatly help you out in battle, turning the numbers more in your favor and drawing aggro away from you. The overridden machine is also stronger than non-overridden machines, and can normally kill 2 or 3 of the same type of machine. If you don't override machines, there are other things that will help you in battle, such as elemental effects like fire, ice, shock, and corruption, each having varying effects on machines, with corruption making any machine hit with it to turn hostile to anything around it for a short period. There is also a trip caster that lets you set a trap for your enemies, and a rope caster lets you tie down a machine so that it is easier to hit and can be overridden without sneaking up on it. These, along with the bows, slings, spear, terror blaster, and rattler, allow for many possibilities to take down each machine. Items in this game are either crafted by the ample amount of resources or bought with shards and machine parts, which are found on dead enemies and received for completing quests. The number of shards that you receive is very well paced, with you never feeling rich but always having enough to buy anything that you would need. Most of the weapons and armor that you use will be bought from merchants, with some being unlocked through quest lines. Instead of weapons or armor being found on dead enemies, you have the chance to find modifications for your weapons and armor, with the larger and more dangerous enemies having a greater likelihood of finding more and rarer modifications, and the strongest machines dropping 3 epic modifications. The side quests and activities in this game are surprisingly varied, with none of them becoming a chore to do. There are tall necks that you climb to unlock vision of the map like viewpoints in Assassin's Creed, with each one posing a challenge to find out how to get on top of the tall neck and avoid the plethora of enemies around it. This keeps it interesting while only having 5 tall necks, keeps it from becoming too repetitive. There are also bandit camps and corruption zones, which are areas which you must clear all the enemies for the area to become friendly. The side quests and errand quests are also well made, with each one having a unique story to it, with only a handful of them being solely fetch quests. Also, late in the game, I never felt too overpowered like you can in some other games. You always have the risk of dying and must pay attention to what engagements you are taking, because it is very easy to become overwhelmed if you run into a herd of powerful machines. Graphics-wise, this game is gorgeous. From the foliage where you can see each individual blade move as Aloy brushes up against them, to the monstrous machines that ravage the land and dynamic weather changes. You'll find yourself moving around terrain from snowy mountains to deserts and jungles. The game also does a good job of transitioning between these biomes, with a gradual transition in most spots. There's only one area where if you run through fast, you'll quickly go from a snowy mountain to a desert, but it still feels natural because of the game breaking up the sightlines of the village so you cannot see the transition happening so fast. The world is also very large and will take you a while to go from one side to another, but it never felt like it was difficult to get around because of an unlockable amount from the skill tree and the use of fast travel packs. While the fast travel packs are not unlimited until you buy the upgrade later in the game, I never found myself needing to buy or craft any because of being given plenty from the reward boxes and the corpses of enemies. The world also made me not want to fast travel because of how well it looks, and me wanting to see it all made traveling not a chore. It was not until later in the game, when gathering all the collectibles and finishing up the side and errand quests, that I found myself fast traveling from place to place. The game also has good sound, from the thunderous stomp of the Thunderjaw to the patter of Aloy's feet. It all sounds amazing and distinct. While I've said many good things about this game, it's not perfect. I did find a spot where there was flowing grass, and another spot where I got stuck in the ground. While these are not major things and can easily be fixed, spots like these are still in the game. Also, the Stormbirds can be buggy when you use a rope caster on them, with one time making the Stormbird freak out and start rapidly spinning, and another time it deciding that the ground was 15 feet in the air. One more noticeable bad thing in this game is the desynced animations when Aloy performs a silent or critical strike on an enemy. This happens when a piece of terrain prevents Aloy from reaching her target and makes her just stab the air to kill the enemy instead of the enemy itself. This doesn't affect gameplay at all, but can break immersion in the game. Also, when trying to stealth an area, AI teammates can randomly decide to go in guns blazing, so be wary of that. Good thing is, in most situations, you can decide whether the AI teammate will join you when trying to take on an area. I also had a problem with the amount of inventory space that you can have in the game. The maximum number of items you can have when fully upgraded is 100, which seems like a lot, but around 3/4 of the way through the game, you will run out of space and must decide which items are more valuable to you at that point in the game. The decision is helped by a list of things that each item can be used for and the description of that item. In general, there are 4 types of items. There are resources that can be used to craft ammo, animal parts that can be used to craft upgrades, machine parts that can be used with shards to buy weapons and armor, and junk items that can be sold for shards. The final thing that I'd like to have changed in this game is the number of weapons that you can have equipped. I constantly found myself either having to go into my inventory to switch weapons when facing a different enemy, or feeling like I wasn't being as effective in battle as I could be, since the game only allows you to equip 4 weapons. Overall, this is one of the best games I've played over the past years, and a strong contender for Game of the Year. Even after playing 50 hours, I was still having fun and wanting more, which I cannot say about a lot of games. My final verdict for Horizon Zero Dawn is a 9.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed, don't forget to like and subscribe.